Greetings, this is Aron Smalik, and I am going to, by request, take a look at the elevator in the Grinchmas map. So this is a Grinchmas map with the default texture, just to show you what it looks like. It actually looks kind of interesting. This is the elevator here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove... Alright, so here I am with a cutaway of the elevator. I've gotten rid of most of the walls and redstone, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to look at. But imagine that you have just come in through this door here from the outside, and you pressed a button here to open up the elevator, and you walked inside. The first thing you're going to do inside this elevator is click the button to make the elevator go up. And what you can see is there's basically 3 pistons because the floor is going to go up 1, 2, 3 levels and then put you into there. I could make this go up to 12 levels high if I had wanted to, but it was quite a tight fit as it was, and I only needed 3 levels for what I wanted to do. So the basic concept is these 4 pistons in each of the levels need to be fired from the bottom row, second row, third row in that order, so that they push each other up. Because if the second row goes up first, then the bottom row can't push it. A piston cannot push an already extended piston. Okay, so you're going to press this button, and what happens is the redstone travels through here, through this repeater here, down here, and notice that I have 2 repeaters facing the opposite ways. I needed to do that because once the elevator fires, I needed to create a loop so that the electricity is always on, so that it never turns off. And I needed to do that because it was connected to the door over here, which I've disabled, and it was also connected to the conveyor belt and some other things. But I've stripped all that away. So here the power comes through here. It goes down here. And then it gets to this point where it splits off. So the bottom row goes to the bottom row of pistons. This leads to the second row, and then this leads off to the third row. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to break these 2. And this is a repeater, so I'll have to just remember to put that back. So now if I press the button, only the bottom row of pistons is going to fire. And what that looks like is these 2 and these 2. So the electricity is going to go from this side, and it's going to come around to this side, and it's going to come under here to this side and fire those. Okay? Okay, so the button sent a signal here. It got to this point and it turned on my constant signal machine, whatever the heck that's called. It came down here and it fired that, and the 2 bottom pistons have gone up. Now notice that the second layer was not here, but it was 1, 2 blocks up, because that's where the second layer of pistons is now at. So if I had not removed this repeater, there would have been a 6-click delay, and then the second row would have fired. And the second row is again 2 pistons, or 2 repeaters straight in, 2 going around to the sides. And now the elevator has gone up 1, 2. It has now knocked the button off. So with the button being gone, the power stream would have actually fired a second time, and that was why I needed to put this buffer in here. But now the third layer would have worked the same way. There's 2 coming in from the sides, and there are 2 coming in from the back. So if I had not broken this redstone that was right here, the signal would have, that leads to the conveyor belt. the signal would have come up here. It would have had an additional delay. And then, oh, it looks like I accidentally broke a block over here. So let me put something back. I think it would have been something like that. Yep, so this would go up here, 2 go in here, and then this one, okay, I remember now. So this one comes around to this side and goes into this piston here. And this piston here, because it had to travel... Okay, I see what I did. Is that right? No, just like that. Okay. So because the button originally came through here, I didn't have a clear shot at this piston right back here. So I had to contrive this path that comes this way. And then it comes up here and goes through this block and then down, I believe, into there. I think that's what it does. But because I had the button in the way, it takes kind of a convoluted path. So goes up, those fire. Yep, and that's the third lift. And then the pistons are all up here on the right level. Now, because it's on, there's no way to go down. In fact, if you wanted to make an elevator that goes down, you have to do it exactly the opposite. You have to lower the top ones first, then lower the middle ones, then lower the bottom ones so that the pistons, sticky pistons, pull down, down, down. If you were to fire them in the exact opposite order, you see what happens? This one goes down, but it can't pull these because they were extended. These go down. They can't pull these because they're extended. So you have to lower the top, then the bottom. That's a pretty tricky bit of redstone. You actually have to have one set of redstone on the outside, powering it up, and then another set of redstone probably on the opposite side, powering it down in the opposite order. So it's pretty tricky. While we're here, this is the shutoff system. If there's too much lag, basically there's a lever here that just sends power into the TNT, and that blows up this thing. What this thing is just a repeating circuit, and this apparently is what's causing all the lag, just having these 4 repeaters in this pattern, because... See what it does is it just makes the power go round and round and round. And then while the power is going round, it comes through here. I don't remember why I put these blocks here, but it fires first. Okay, first it fires this piston down here, which pushes a block up. And at the same time, it should be firing this one to push a block down. And I had to just set up the repeaters so it was the same number of clicks of delay. And then the second set on an extra set of clicks fires across this way and across that way. And the blocks in the conveyor belt are just sandstone and then double slabs. Where this bottom slab and the sandstone both look like conveyor belts, the top slab looks like a present. And then this lever here actually shuts it off if engaged. So let me put this back over here as if the power had come from the elevator. So remember I said it goes bottom, top, bottom, top. And this side's doing the exact opposite. It's like top, bottom, top bottom, top bottom, and it just pushes these this way, up, and then these this way. And this is what causes all the lag on some computers. I don't really know why, because this same contraption I've used in pretty much all of my maps if I needed a signal repeating off and on. But with the 1.0 patch, it seems to be causing a lot of lag. And I guess just for fun, we can take a look at what happens over here. I think this is safe to do. So that is the World Edit GUI, which is highlighting the blocks. Okay, so what's happening here is there's this stack of gravel outside the back of the factory. And it might just look like a chimney if you got out here without exploding it. But what happens is every time you flick this lever, let's see, I'm going to get rid of this clay so you can see it better. Every time you flick this lever right on this block here, there's a piston which pushes a piece of gravel, one block, and then another falls down in its place. Pushes the gravel one block, and another falls in its place. Pushes the gravel one block, and another falls in its place. So what's happening is this gravel is traveling closer and closer to this small circuit here. And right now, since there's no block here, the power stops. But as soon as a block goes here, it will actually become powered up. It will trigger the redstone, and the TNT will get ignited. So we could see it from here, and one more. And then all evidence of what was there, other than this little bit of redstone, just got blown up. So that is the Rueville Factory. When the power goes on here, that opens this door over here, down below, and keeps it open. And the automatic shutoff, as I said before, basically uses that TNT to destroy this repeater, and that repeater was what was causing the lag. So, yep, bit of a messy video here, but there was a request to see how the elevator worked, and so that is it.